This episode is brought to you by Olive and June.
And I'm a brand new fan of Olive and June because we're going to be talking about their gel polishes, which we're really excited to get. But prior to even this, like 2 weekends ago, Mats and I were out and he treated me to 2 Olive and June polishes that I painted my toes, and they look so good.
I love painting my nails at home. As you know, Olive and June delivers up to 21 days of flawless wear with a high gloss shine that won't chip, lift, or dull. There's no damaging removal thanks to their new peel off base coat and salon speed soak off system. Say goodbye to the drama of gel removal.
Olive and June's new gel mani system includes everything you need for a salon quality manicure in one box, and you can customize it with your choice of 6 gel polishes, which breaks down to less than $2 a manicure. There's a custom 5-finger LED lamp and the iconic poppy for easy painting with your non-dominant hand.
They also have a high-performance cleaner solution, HEMA-free, 15-free, and always cruelty-free and vegan.
I used to be a huge salon manicure kind of girl. Like, I was getting my gel every couple weeks, and I have to say, like, when I stopped doing that, I realized how much more of my life I had back.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I used to think that going to get a manicure and pedicure was relaxing, but I don't know what happened in the last few years, but
no, it was a sudden shift.
It does not feel relaxing anymore. It just kind of feels like I'm being pushed around and I have to leave. And that is why I switched to doing my nails at home.
I have to say, I think I'm probably the most excited for the peel off base coat, because that has been like the thing that has stopped me prior to this from getting into doing an at-home gel manicure.
Yeah, my nails actually got pretty damaged too because of all the scraping. And I asked him to stop doing that at the nail salon, and they're pretty resistant to that. So I like that I can be at home and, control that myself. I'm also really looking forward to all the shades that they have. They have 60 plus best-selling colors.
I'm so excited. CV red is like that, like perfect orangey red, which is like my favorite shade to wear.
Visit oliveandjune.com/blame me for 20% off your first Olive and June gel mani system.
That's oliveandjune.com/BLAMEME for 20% off your first Olive and June gel mani system.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock has tips to protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report phishing, and update the software on your devices. And for comprehensive identity protection, let LifeLock alert you to suspicious uses of your personal information. LifeLock also fixes identity theft, guaranteed or your money back. Stay smart, safe, and protected with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
I am so excited for this spa day. Candles lit, music on, hot tub warm and ready. And then my chronic hives come back. Again, in the middle of my spa day. What a wet blanket. Looks like another spell of itchy red skin. If you have chronic spontaneous urticaria or CSU, there is a different treatment option. Hives during my next spa day? Not if I can help it. Learn more at treatmyhives.com.
Hello. Welcome to the new version of Don't Blame Me. I feel like we need to reintroduce ourselves.
Well, my name is Megan.
Hi,
I'm a
Megan.
Leo sun, Aquarius rising, Pisces moon. I have a very similar birth chart to Steve Carell. Do with that what you will. But my birthday twins are, just pronounced twins, Barack Obama, Meghan Markle, and Greta Gerwig.
That's a great list.
Okay, those are my, that's I would say that's my intro. What about you?
You're an actress.
Oh, sorry. I do that.
You do home projects. You're a gardener.
Mm-hmm.
There's more to you than just your birthday.
There's so much to me. I'm like an onion. I got layers. Lots and lots of layers. And we've been doing this podcast together for a very long time.
Very long time, since 2017.
Wow.
Yep. Rolling up on.
Time is hard for me.
I think of time in sections. Mostly, like for this podcast, when I think about the beginnings, I'm thinking about your townhouse that you used to live in.
About
Mm-hmm.
that time into those things.
Yeah. I think about that time that the print fell off the wall onto your head.
I think about that time that the fire department came.
Mm-hmm. You had to be saved.
Yep. I think about the time that happened
Actually,
about 2
they didn't
hours.
even do anything.
No,
really.
They just trotted their soot.
I don't even know why they were there.
I guess because it's like
they were the first responders that were the closest.
But like at a certain point, I go, okay, could you at least like take your shoes off at the door? Like you clearly know you don't need your fireproof suits for this one.
What happened is Meghan had a medical emergency. I was there for it.
It was deeply avoidable. And
we called 911 because she had tapped out.
Unconscious.
And they sent firefighters. And it was like 12 of them.
Yes,
I don't know why so many were there.
Just send one of them. Like you clearly, by the way, house not on fire. You know it's not on fire. Yeah. So take your shoes off and just send one of you in to start.
And I'm Melissa Diamond Monts. I write. Check out series that I've written on Pocket FM. I direct audiobooks. I've been nominated for a Grammy. Yeah, well, the book was nominated for a Grammy. I like to cook. I like to bake.
One time she waited in line for Kendall and Kylie.
Yeah, but because I was getting paid to do it, not because I think I got paid $300. Yeah, it was between $300 and $500, where I showed up at the promenade and I sat outside PacSun, Pacific Sunwear, and they have free Wi-Fi. So I just watched movies on Netflix. I was second in line, went inside. The person specifically wanted the number to their manager, which is at the time was just their mother.
It was just Kris Jenner.
Yeah. And they wanted proof that I was there. So I took a picture with them. Only half of my face is in the photo. And Kendall, the older one, was like, "Do you want to take another one?" And I said, "I'm good." And I left.
It's such a good story. It's such a good story. And your distant cousin.
My distant cousin is Beyonce. My cousin-in-law is her blood relative.
It's not even that distant.
It's not even that distant. My favorite cousin, Brian, his wife, is Beyonce's cousin. So,
cousins.
Yeah. Like at family reunion cousins. So that's, I also run track. Forgot about that.
I forgot about that too. Did you forget?
I'm still doing it, actively doing it.
Every day?
Just, not every day, like 3 times a week. It's just like so much of my routine now that I don't even think about it.
Yeah. Well, I guess also like in my mind, you would have had to slow it down because of weather, but it's still 85 degrees every day.
Here, but it's not track season right now. So that's why it's slowed down.
That's fine. That makes more sense. And you're moving. That's another fun fact about you.
Moving. By the time this comes out, I will be moving tomorrow.
Holy shit, yeah. Happy Halloween, spookies. Spookies. Oh, and you're from Arkansas.
I am from Arkansas, born in Little Rock. I consider I'm from Northwest Arkansas, though. I've lived all around the USA.
Bopped and bopped and bopped and
bopped and bopped. Tennessee, Texas, Mississippi,
Pennsylvania.
Back to Tennessee. I'm going in order. Okay. Kansas, Pennsylvania, then back to Arkansas, then here. And this is actually the longest I've ever lived in one place.
That's crazy.
Which is wild.
It is hard to leave once you're here.
This was always the goal, though. When I was in high school, I actually, because we had to do a project about, I don't know why we were doing this in our AP literature class, but we did a project about what college we were going to.
Or like wanted to? Were you seniors?
No, we were in 10th grade.
Oh, yeah. So it was aspirational.
Yeah. But for some reason, I wrote mine about UCLA. I had no intention of going to UCLA at the time. I was always going to the University of Arkansas. But I did end up going to UCLA later. So I guess I was manifesting for myself.
You were. Mine would have been, I probably would have actually manifested exactly what happened. I would manifest moving to Southern California to go to college from Northern California. And then dropping out. And then staying in Southern California and getting as close as I can to LA and then just being in LA. Yeah. And hey, that's what we did.
And here we are. We met in an office.
Yep. But we really got to know each other in a lobby.
Yeah.
Of a hotel. Mm-hmm. Was it a hotel? Yeah.
I feel like it was the convention center.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, because it was right outside the VIP and Mark Ruffalo had been in there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's where we really connected.
We did. To some people's dismay. Some people thought they were so excited about how well we clicked. And then as time went on, they said, actually, this is going to pose a little bit of a problem for me. Mm-hmm. And to that, I say, you made this bed. Now get out of it.
Right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Mary, that's for you. That's Mary's little...
the little nugget that she's in on.
Yeah, her wink, wink, nod, nod.
We have a lovely audience of people that are part of just our community, but also the insiders are on Patreon. You can easily join our insiders, though, too.
Mm-hmm. We get to know people first name basis. Mm-hmm. Very rarely last name basis. Sometimes initial. There's some of y'all that have a lot. Y'all share the same names. The Sarahs. The Kiras.
There's a couple Kiras. The Laurens.
Yep.
One Sarah is exclusively known as Big Titty Sarah. Wait, Big Titty, pink hair Sarah? Was that it?
Yeah. Was it pink? It was the hair pink?
It wasn't purple. It's usually like
I think it was pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big titty,
Sarah,
pink hair,
big titties. Pink hair. My God. Such descriptors. Our Patreon's really fun. I mean, we've got multiple ways to have the community. We've got a Facebook group. Last I was in there was trying to explain to people that no one said Taylor Swift was conservative for wanting to get married, and unfortunately they are.
Oh, so you've been in there much more recently than I have.
Well, it was making me annoyed because I was like, I know that you are not intentionally trying to do this, but like that actually, in fact, came from Fox News. That's a Fox News talking point, and like we can have like great discussion and critique and all of that, but like I do need you to. I don't think anyone is realizing you're saying Fox News talking points. That's not a thing.
Guess I should dip in.
Yeah. And our Patreon, we have live streams twice a month, and they're very fun. You get to know people if you're in a new city. I did see someone who was talking about how they think they're going to join. So maybe by the next live stream, because they had just recently got out of like a very long-term relationship and, trying to figure out new social life and all that stuff. So we recommend joining the Patreon for, really any reason, but there are lots of people who will join right when they have like moved to a new city or a new place. And we have a couple liaisons, depending on where you are.
Yeah. It doesn't even depend on where you are, because Erica will find you.
Erica will hop on a ship, a plane, a boat, a train. And if Erica can't get to you that quickly, Erica has a friend who's close by who she will text on the live stream to set up for you to have a friend play date the next day.
That random time where it was not that long ago, Erica and Lauren were popped up.
Literally, she's just with, right, okay, now suddenly we're in Arizona. For sure. And it really does, when everyone's like, where is the DMV? And I'm like, the DMV is everywhere.
Yeah, it's a state of mind.
Exactly. It's a collection of multiple states, because state lines, what are those? Barriers? Who has them? And that's why we have a representative from DC. Our marketing chair. So it's really fun. It's a good time. We talk about stuff. Sometimes we talk about stuff that we're like, it's a little too controversial to talk on the podcast. Too much of a hot take.
Yeah. But you have to experience it.
Yeah. Experience it. Feel it. Love it.
We also give advice on this show. So if you want to participate, how would you go about doing that?
You could leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976, or you could send us an email at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. We also have a form you can fill out that is in the show notes and on our socials. And you can also DM us on socials. And if you've been here for a while, you would know that we used to have a show called But Am I Wrong? Where people would write in and ask if they're wrong. You can do that on this show now, too. It's not just you're like, hey, I need help in my life. What do I do with this situation? It can be like, hey, was I wrong for doing this? Would I be wrong for doing this? And help me with the advice on X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. So it can be
or I just want to get this off my chest and I want to rant about this. You can also do that here.
Yep.
You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hey, it's Ryan Broderick, host of Panic World, a weekly podcast from Courier about how the internet warps our minds, our culture, and eventually reality. We cover everything from deep dives into J.K. Rowling's downward spiral to how a cartoon mouse inspired an erotic cult in Russia. Panic World keeps you up to date on the movements that break out of the internet and find their way into the real world. And so find us wherever you get your podcasts, and you can listen to audio versions of these episodes.
Hello, beautiful. It's me, Bert Bukowski. I'm here to tell you that The Bert Show premieres Tuesday, November 4th. The Bert Show is an incredible show filled with comedy, music, games, and interesting people answering stupid questions. You can subscribe to The Bert Show wherever you listen to your podcasts and watch episodes on the Forever Dog YouTube page at Forever Dog Team. All one word, like martini.
Speaking of rants.
What you got?
Kristen Bell.
Oh, God.
The post she made. So, if you're new here, if Dax Shepard has no haters, I'm dead.
You've been a day one Dax hater.
I have. And was there a lot of merit behind it? No. Was it mostly just, I don't like his vibe? Yes. And I hate listening to his podcast because, God, it was so difficult for me because I really love Monica Padman.
Mm-hmm.
So I was having a very hard time giving up the podcast because I love Monica and I love a lot of the guests they have on. I think she's a great interviewer.
She's great. I've had her on a podcast before too. She's awesome.
She's amazing.
I was blown away by how I just felt like she was a cool girl.
Yes. And so I love her. And so I kept listening and then I hear this grating voice. And the more I listened, the more I said, okay, my disdain for Dax Shepard turns out not so baseless. Not so fucking baseless. And so Kristen Bell, Anna from Frozen, Veronica Mars.
That's where you're going to start?
Yeah, Veronica Mars.
Okay, Veronica Mars is where I'm
as well started. As The Good Place.
And her new show.
What's her new show?
The one on Netflix with Adam Brody.
Nobody Wants This.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a fitting transition. 2. You're trying to get to, you get the words right? Okay.
I hate the name, and I say this with love. I hate the name Kristen because you bitches all spell it differently.
INENCCH.
Yes.
Or an R. Like there's so many.
It's by far the one that has the most variations, and I've never been able to spell it right. Okay.
Is so she an EN?
Yeah, she's an EN.
Okay. She feels like an EN.
So she posted, happy 12th wedding anniversary to the man who once said to me, I would never kill you. A lot of men have killed their wives at a certain point. Even though I'm heavily incentivized to kill you, I never would, with a heart emoji. And Dateline NBC commented, screenshotted.
Oof. I didn't even. Okay, so I just saw a screenshot and it felt like a screenshot of a screenshot of a screenshot. And I didn't read the name attached to it because I thought we were, people repost things off Instagram and Twitter on other social medias. So I wasn't even paying attention to the name. I just read the comment and I was like, this is wild, which it is. But I was like, why is this getting so much attention? It didn't take me to like 3 days later to realize that it was Kristen Bell that posted it.
And like they as a couple have a hard time distinguishing between inside and outside conversations.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They talk about their kids not bathing, right?
That was
Mila Kunis. I thought they were all together.
And they might have.
But
they feel like they give the same vibe.
But they've like said a lot of like things that are like, I think they even brought up that like they like let one of their kids drink like non-alcoholic beer or something, and their kid is like, it's just like they reveal a lot of things that like nobody necessarily asked or like would have found out, and it's just like they've got an oversharing kind of vibe, which, hey, he's a man with a podcast. Color me shocked. And she, I guess, was supposed to appear on the Today Show today and then said like a scheduling conflict, so can't. So everyone's like, okay, feels like there's definitely a lot of backlash for this. This man is so fucking weird. Like, what kind of relationship do you have to be in to hear your husband say that to you and then have him convince you it's a joke? And then you go, this is actually a joke, not just for me, for the masses. This domestic violence joke is so funny. I have to share it with everybody. I'm like, girl, get out. Run away.
And the photo that went along with it.
Yeah, and she looks so like little. And I go, it looks like he can kill you.
Yeah. I mean, she is little and he's very tall. So, yeah. I did fact check what you said about the bathing. They did say, and I quote, wait for the stink before bathing their kids. And the subheading for this article said, just like Ashton and Mila, Kristen and Dax don't bathe their kids.
Maybe they came to the defense. They said, not too hard on my stinky friends and their stinky kids. We just wait until we smell the stink. I just have to say, like, if I smell myself, I'm aghast. Like, I don't get myself to a point. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't let myself ever get to a point where I smell. Like, no, what?
Yeah.
And my kids?
Like, kids are dirty to begin. Like, they just get into things all day. Yeah, so if you've gotten to the point where they stink, they've got so much gunk on them. Well, it's bad.
I'm concerned because the only stories I've ever heard of like children stinking was my friend's mom, who as a kid, her parents were like, suddenly our kid stinks, and they're bathing her and she just smells and she smells and she smells. Turns out, stuck a pussy willow up her nose and it started molding. Like, that's what I think of. I'm like, these kids, they might be stinking because like they put a dead rat in their pants. You can't just be like, well, it's these kids aren't really getting BO. Like they're digging through garbage. They're going into sticky things and then they're rolling in mud and then sand and then like, pom-poms. And then they're sticking things in their orifices. Mm-hmm. And like, that's not the way to do it. But yeah, so she still has, the comments on the post have now been limited, she says. Or not, she says.
Why is it still up?
I don't know.
Isn't she promoting her show too?
She is.
I watched the first season. It was fine.
There are vampires out there. They're beside you in the darkness, but what people don't understand is that they're not monsters. They're just going to work, living their unlives. But we are a dying breed. Those who came before me, they are fearful and are not content to sit back and just disappear. And they'll do anything to fix that. From the creators of Parkdale Haunt comes Woodbine, a podcast about monsters, dreams, and changes, those you want and those you never saw coming. Season 2 arrives September 24th, distributed by Realm.
From the darkest corners of our imagination comes a game show that's more ridiculous than terrifying. Welcome to Tickled to Death. I'm your host, Roz Hernandez, and I'll be guiding guests through the creepy questions and chaotic games, all to win the ultimate title of Horror Movie Champion. Listen to Tickled to Death wherever you get your podcasts, and hit follow unless you want the show to follow you.
Do you guys hear that?
Oh, that's our podcast Ruin, brought to you by me, your host, intrepid horror movie freak Hallie Kiefer.
And me, your resident scaredy cat, Allison Leiby. Join us each week as Hallie forces me to listen to the twisted plot of yet another bone-chilling horror movie.
From classics like The Exorcist and The Thing, to the latest releases, to the most disgusting films on streaming, we ruin them all every Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts.
So come join us, and until then, we beg you, please,
keep it spooky!
Speaking of children, should we go into the first topic that somebody has written in and they would like us to discuss?
Yes.
All right. Somebody wrote in and they asked, am I wrong for telling my sister It is selfish and stupid to bring two small children to a protest, and even more stupid to make a first protest post. I am all for no king's protests, but protests are not a place for children. Am I wrong? This person is 25 years old.
I don't think there's anything wrong with a child at a no king's protest.
Neither do I. There are children at marches for segregation times. Like, there were children marching then. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a child to a protest that is marching for freedom and the rights of people. Now, if we're talking about taking away rights from people, like a KKK rally, that kind of thing, yeah, you're wrong for that. But
yeah, don't bring your kid if you want them to ever have a job or, you know, grow up at all. But no, I think people have this, like, I don't know, like, I have to assume it comes from like like, depending on where this person, their background is. But like, as a white girl who grew up going to like a ton of protests, there are other like white women who I meet now who like have this idea of like protests being this like really like scary and violent thing. And I'm like, no. And like also have never been a scary, violent thing for us ever. Even the ones that are getting like scary and violent, we're not the target of that. And so I do think that there's just like a misconception of that. But I think if you're concerned about like, you know, it getting violent and them being targeted and like they are not white women, like that's like a different story. But that's also for the parent to decide. And like, of all protests, like no king's protest, like everyone I know who went brought their kids. Like, there were even, because the no king's protest wasn't just like the big gatherings. There were also like like smaller offshoots in neighborhoods and things. And like my friends in Chicago took their kids out, and there was actually a ton of kids. Yeah, like it was a bunch of parents taking their kids around. So I don't see anything wrong with that. Yeah, there's a huge difference. And I think people need to learn different like terminology. Like a political demonstration, very different. So like if you are going something where like kids have made signs. Like I have pictures of me at like infant with like signs, and then elementary school holding signs of like anti-George Bush signs, and you know, don't drop bombs, all of that kind of stuff is very different than like, hey, we're gonna go to a political demonstration and we are going to handcuff ourselves together to form a barrier around some land, whatever that is. Like there's just a big difference of that. And in general, I think protests are a really great place for kids to go. And I think like it's a great thing to like talk about when you go to your class. You know what I mean? Like with your like what'd you do this weekend and all that kind of stuff. Because I think you have to show, you can't just tell kids to care about things. You have to show that you care about things. Yeah. One of my like favorite memories of being a child was the Million Woman March. And it took place in Philadelphia. And like we were living in Pennsylvania at the time, and still Philly was a few hours away from us. But we got up pretty early in that van that I've told you about, that incredible van that we had. And my mom drove us to Philadelphia, and I just felt so empowered. I was like 12 at the time. So yeah, because I was in 6th grade. And so Melanie would have been 6. Meghan would have been 10. So it just felt like Meghan, my sister, not this, my other sister. Not this Meghan. So it just felt good being around so many people that were like-minded and were just showing up to create this bond and a sisterhood. And I love that. Yeah, it's like it's one of the few times as like a kid you can see like the visual representation of community and like you walk the walk. And I think that's the part that is so impactful and cool. And yeah, I think it teaches kids a lot. And I also would say that it also teaches safety. Like kids, like if you keep your kid, like it obviously depends on like the circumstance, but like in general, like a big crowd event and that stuff, like you have to have serious talks with your kids about like being safe and making sure, like knowing those kinds of things. And like, I am still very good in those situations. Like and I think a lot of that came from like knowing who to look for if something goes wrong and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I met a lot of like kids at protests as a kid and was like friends with other kids there.
Yeah.
So
that's great. So I think you were being way too harsh calling your sister stupid and selfish. That was out of line. And I think that you should apologize to her for that. And like take the words that we said to heart and share that with her.
Yeah. And also like if you were concerned about like her having her hands full, offer to go with her.
Yeah. So now that it has passed, ask the kids and her how their experience was. And I promise you, they said it was a lovely time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to get comfortable with resistance. And I think that's something that like, that's a learned behavior, not just like once the fire gets hot enough, I'll know to jump. I'll know how to get out of the way. Like there's it is like a learned kind of thing. And fear is also learned. So I think it's time to reflect on why you feel that way and why you would prefer them to lead with fear versus, responsibility and advocacy.
All right, we're going to take a break.
This podcast is dedicated to my younger self because she really needed it. She couldn't keep a man or a job. Welcome to Broco Therapy. I'm your host, Stephanie Megan.
I'm your co-host, Rose McAleese.
Every week we dive into dating, sex, and relationships. We are not professionals, but we bring professionals on the pod to give us some advice. Listen to Broco Therapy wherever you love to listen to podcasts. Therapy is too expensive, but this podcast isn't. Broco Therapy.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Tom.
So big news to share, right?
Yes, huge, monumental, earth-shaking.
Heartbeat sound effect big. Mate is back.
That's right. After a brief snack nap.
We're coming back. We're picking snacks.
We're eating snacks.
We're rating snacks.
Like the snackologists we were born to be.
Mate is back.
Mike and Tom eat snacks.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Unless you get them from a snack machine, in which case, call us.
Call us.
Hi there, Fred Greenhalgh here, director of audio dramas like DC High Volume Batman and Star Trek Con. However, my one true love remains all things spooky, and I'm excited to say there's a new season of my horror podcast, Undertow. This season is called Familiar Haunts, standalone horror tales that reveal how the past is never truly gone, and humanity may be the most ruthless monster of them all. Familiar Haunts is available now. Find it by subscribing to Undertow wherever you get your podcasts, such as the app where you're listening to me right now. Search for Undertow.
All right, we're back. Should we give some advice?
We should.
All right, we've got a voice memo.
Hi, Meghan and Melisa. I, 31 female, recently had to break up with a friend, 29 female of 10 years, because she had a complete 180 in behavior the past couple years. Today I found out she almost manipulated me into writing a character letter to help her with her hate crime case without me knowing that's what it was for. She started dodging my messages a couple years ago, asking how she was or to hang out, but then would sporadically send random texts about my ex or unsolicited sexually explicit details about her boyfriends. She started making digs at my boyfriend who she's never met, our new house, and our city when I invited her for a housewarming. And at this point, I politely told her that it seems like she doesn't care to continue our friendship anymore or respect me, so she doesn't have to try and force any future relationship based on her history, and I wished her well. Things were a little weird before, but this pushed her over the edge, and she sent a series of messages insulting me, mocking my recent struggle with chronic illness, and then gaslit me so hard I ended up apologizing because I was confused at the level of anger and couldn't handle the stress. I chalked it up to her BPD and felt too bad to abandon her. Shortly after, she asked me to write a reference letter for future job hunting, to which I said yes when I'm done our big move, and I assumed she would put me down as a reference if needed in the meantime. A few weeks later, she revealed that she actually needed this as a character letter for her lawyer because her ex sent her to jail, and then was trying to hold me accountable for not helping her with her case when obviously this situation is more urgent than what she had told me previously. She went back to the same gaslighting and insulting as before, so at this point I told her I couldn't do this anymore and felt it wasn't honest to get me to write something for a lawyer without me knowing, especially since it would have been an extremely exaggerated version of the truth. I blocked her on iMessage hoping she'd cool down. A week later, I received several Instagram messages with everything she could possibly think of to hurt me, including calling my anxiety disorder weak and embarrassing and saying she hoped I had to run into my extremely abusive ex in front of my current partner. I felt I had no choice but to properly block on everything, as she had rejected every attempt of mine to see her or have a meaningful conversation for 2 years, but was also harassing and bullying me in the process. Today, several news articles come out saying she has been arrested and charged for a hate crime, and the timeline matches her letter requests. She knows I am against any form of bigotry, especially as a POC myself. From the evidence, we also know she did this alone. I've been in therapy, navigating the end of this friendship and now how it's necessary for my health, but also so much has happened in a short time and I don't even recognize this person anymore. I definitely don't have time for this, but my therapist also suggested she may have had romantic feelings for me as well based on the odd sexually explicit messages, including one saying when her ex comes in her mouth, she feels like it should be me, which does have some context, but my therapist says it seems more than platonic weird. So anyways, I feel sad and shocked about this person who is my friend for 10 years, and I still feel guilty.
I also would have liked a warning before this sexually explicit message is going to be read to us. I don't know what context there is no.
I need what was the hate crime?
I know. I'm like, we got so much detail. I do in fact need to know the hate crime.
But also, like, why did you let this friendship go on for so long?
No, but what was she like? What was she like before? Because you're saying she did a 180. Like, I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I still think a 180 from this is like not good. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, this is such a huge shift that like the questioning of this and the gaslighting makes me think that like she's been on this path for a while to make you, you know, because like I would be like, are you hacked? Like, I'm never gonna speak to you again.
You're 31. She's 29.
Can you imagine what the character letter is like? Yeah, they were always on time. You know,
she said she wanted me to come in her mouth. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like,
she has great taste.
You that hurt me in my ears. It really hurt my ears. But like, even if you wrote one, like, could you write me like a reference letter for a job?
Like what are you gonna say? I don't even know why you said yes to the job.
But like, even that, like, imagine like, and it's like, I need something a little more specific. Could you say I'm not racist? And it's like, what? Like, it wouldn't even have worked. Like, what you would have written wouldn't have sufficed
for a job interview.
No, or like
but like you don't usually for job interviews, people usually don't write a letter. They just call you and they're like, hey.
Which is why she was confused when she was like stressed about it, being like, I thought you just put my name down and they were going to call. I'm speechless. Like, I'm not telling you that like your feelings aren't valid and you shouldn't feel sad, but like, I think you should feel grateful because I'm afraid of this woman.
Me too. I'm glad you got away. Like you moved. You know, I believe in prison reform. But
so not where I thought you were
some
going.
people need to be punished for their crimes.
For sure. And like she's like so clearly not well. And like I think the reasoning and finding out why she's not well is not relevant to you.
No.
So like whether it's like this is like her BPD, this is like her mental health, that is like not, that's like relevant for her like provider. That's like relevant for her psychiatric care team. If she had romantic feelings for you, also irrelevant. Like this is just, and I'm sure it's sad to like be like, this is a completely different person than the person that you once knew. But this person is scary.
They're scary. And I also want you to reflect on who you knew before, because even in the friendships that I've had in the past that I ended things, they would say little things before. And if I had really thought about it, they had always been that person. They were just hiding it. And then once they got comfortable, they revealed who they really were. So I think if you think about what your friendship had been in the onset, think about little conversations, little digs they made, things that you might have thought were funny in the moment. Like even with that little inside joke that y'all had about coming in the mouth, there were probably that the inside joke was probably the sign.
Yeah. And like there's oftentimes like there are things that like we can acknowledge like a pattern or a through line, but like sometimes it's just that like the good outweighs the bad, but like the bad was always there and now it's just the bad. And so it's like, okay, but that behavior, it's not about like, oh, well, I'm now for some reason I'm now suddenly not okay with this behavior. It's like, no, now suddenly that's the only behavior that's happening. Now suddenly like that's all the friendship. Now suddenly that is the entire premise of this versus like someone who says something a little like off or a little weird, but like it's quickly in passing and you can move past it. How long is she in jail for? Like prison?
I don't, give us, it doesn't have to be things that we share to everyone, but this is one of those instances where we need more information. Whatever she did, I already think that she's the scum of the earth. So
whatever she did it.
Yeah. And she did it alone, which makes the reason why you put that comment in there. Like Megan just said, what does that mean?
That part made me more confused.
What is it? We need more information, and then just because we're nosy, but also she did a lot of things before we even got to this point that I would have never. She also was using you because you're a person of color, so she was going to go get her I don't know what color you are, whatever it is, brown. She's like, I'm going to get my brown friend that's going to speak up to me and tell everybody that I'm not racist. Like, remember that. Like, that's why she went after you specifically.
Yeah, like she made fun of your chronic illness.
Yes.
Like
she called you weak.
I'm laughing because like I know your boyfriend is probably feeling the same way of being like, oh my God, babe, like pull your head out of your ass. Like this woman is awful, like
diabolical.
It's like just a level of cruel that like at a certain point, like it's comical because it's like you're making fun of something that like is so not with anyone's control. It's like so not weak that I'm like, oh, you're so desperately grasping for straws when you are so clearly the person who has a hell of a lot of shit going on. Like, what? But like the part that I'm so, because at first I thought maybe this was going to be like a domestic violence, a racially motivated, or like there was racist language used in like a domestic violence kind of thing that like she did with like she like abused a partner and there was racial implications to that. But then when you're like she acted alone,
what
now
does
I
that
have
mean?
no idea. And now I'm like, did she kidnap like a bus? Like did she like graffiti some like really horrible things on buildings? Like what did she do? And like Melissa said, I'm all for people being able to like grow and learn and change and get help and all of that. Unfortunately, that's like not really what happens in prison or in jail. Like it just doesn't really happen in our system like that. So I would proceed with caution if after a certain amount of time she gets out and you're like, well, she probably learned her lesson. Let's have a conversation. Because if she had learned her lesson, she would never speak to you again.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the true sign that this person understands the harm they've caused. Never again. And I also just want to add, in no context is the thing you said about the mouth. I can't even say it. There's fundamentally no context which makes that platonic or okay or not weird.
And you also knew this. That's why you took it to your therapist.
But it's like, oh, well, there's another explanation. There's not.
You sat in your therapist's office and read that text message. Just remember that.
You're so strong.
Which you are strong.
Yeah, you're not weak.
Which goes against what she said about calling you weak.
No, you're quite literally not weak at all. You're finding empathy for this former friend of yours who like quite literally went out of her way to try and make you feel bad because she feels so bad, like acting like a child.
She is bad.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, so like for you to be weak, that is like such a strong thing to do. And like, you didn't choose to get a chronic illness. She chose to commit a hate crime, whatever the fucking hate crime was.
All right. Let us know what the crime was so that we can discuss amongst ourselves.
We will keep it private if you want us to keep it private.
Yeah, we'll, like I said, we are behind you. I hope it sounds like that your boyfriend is a good support system. I hope you have other like people in your life. We're here to support you. You are not in the wrong. You didn't ask that, but you're not in the wrong. You shouldn't feel like any remorse about not right. Like everything that she's done to you, think about that whenever you feel some type of way about like things could have been better. No, she called you weak. She wants to come in your mouth. She did a hate crime by herself, whatever that means.
She solo doloed a fucking hate crime. And this isn't a controversial advice. Start telling other people about this. It doesn't really matter how close you are, but like watching other people's reactions to something that has been so normal to you for so long and watching them go, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Is validating in a way that like brings you back down to earth from this reality she was trying to get you to live in. But also it removes any sort, because like you shouldn't feel shame. There's like nowhere, like, so it removes that aspect. I've recently got into showing people a photo I found of like, you'll never believe this. Let me give you a quick backstory. And I show a photo and everybody's like aghast, like, what the fuck? And it really does make me feel better. Because you just I
had to think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it takes something that like, sure, there might be like an emotional backstory. There might be all this other context or whatever that like makes you feel a certain type of way about the situation. And it might be layered for you. But like sometimes there are things that like objectively are fucking crazy. And like when you need to remember that like you're actually not the crazy one, show people that thing that's objectively crazy. And it helps. It helps.
Yeah. There's news articles now. Print out her mugshot. Like, you know, like she talks shit about your boyfriend. She talks shit about your house. She talks shit about your city.
Like,
what was good about her?
At the water cooler, when someone's scrolling through their phone and they're on, I don't know, if you were in LA, KTLA, and they see that and you go,
yeah, I know her.
I know her.
Yeah.
Just
she
drop
actually,
that.
She actually tried to have me write a character witness for her. And what was I going to say?
Do you know how many friends you'd make in the office? If I overheard someone say, like, we're at a coffee shop and in classic LA fashion, they're playing a high-speed chase on TVs. Yeah. And someone said, I know that person. They're 5 tables away. I'm coming over going, did you say you knew that person? Tell me everything about it. Like,
yeah,
it brings people
start
together.
Owning your part of the story, because you are part of this story, and you can be the hero because you're not like, you know, Ashton Kutcher writing a character witness letter, and then people are like, "What the fuck are you doing?" You're the person that was like, "I'm not doing that," and now guess where she is.
And you still had like the, hey, this is a shit show. I'm going to respectfully step away from this. I'm not going to try and make it any worse, but I'm not going to aid and abet this solo hate crime that she committed. But like, you did everything right. Like you took the mature high like road for like all aspects of this. You never once to her face said, "Are you fucking insane?" Which I would have been like, what the fuck is wrong with you? There are so many things that you didn't do any of that. You like led with compassion.
Here's the thing. Maybe do write a character letter. Like,
keep her behind bars.
Like, it's a character letter you're writing just for yourself, where you write down every despicable thing about her character that she has ever done to you. And whenever you are having doubts, go back and read that letter. Because be truthful to who she is.
Yeah. Even write like happy memories and then like think hard on them. Like there might be aspects of it that like maybe this was only we had a good time because X, Y, like I placated X, Y, and Z with her or whatever. Like there will be context in on it, and it will remind you that like you know, I know it's also hard as someone who like has gone through like, you know, ending friendships that were like very long periods of my life. And like when you've known someone for like you said like 10 years at your age, like that's like your adolescence. And like it doesn't feel like as much time has passed when you haven't been as close, but oftentimes it has. Like, you know, you said you didn't really see each other for like 2 years. A lot changes in that. And like unfortunately some people, they don't grow up. They just grow to be people you never would have been friends with in the first place.
Yeah.
I can't stress how bad I need to know the hate crime. I guess I don't even know what all the different types of hate crimes. Because it's just a crime with
when you're being
motivation.
Yeah, it could be
any
racially motivated. It could be sexually like in the sense of like homophobic, like that way. Like
it could be gender motivated.
Yep.
Religious.
Yep. So it's a very broad statement. So we need. I just want to know.
Me too, especially because she's clink. Yeah, she didn't get probation and well, even if found guilty, like off, she got time.
She got time.
She just didn't just get probation and community service and fee.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Also, it could have been a hate crime against disability.
Yeah. Like
which
it's such a
would
blanket.
Check out based on how she's been treating.
True.
Yeah.
True. She's a hater. Like she's a hate crime committer, but also just a hater, period.
Mm-hmm. She sounds miserable.
Yeah.
And it sounds like another person who sends like 20-minute long voice memos.
Mm-hmm. I've ended friendships for much less.
Much less. Yeah. 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 Well, let us know about the hate crime and feel good about the distance.
Even if there's bars between you.
And if when she gets out, builds an emotional wall.
All right. Thank you all for joining us for our inaugural episode of our rebranding.
Woohoo!
We're still working out some of the kinks, so if it was a little clunky, okay, just stick with us. It's going to stay strong. We're going to get better.
Yeah.
Stronger.
Better. No.
Mm-mm.
Took me a second until as soon as I got past the second line, I could hear the voice who sings it. And I said, never mind.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Speaking of hate crimes. Anyway, again, thank you all for listening. Join us on Monday for But Am I Watching? And we'll be doing Mad Money.
Woo!
All right. Bye.
Bye. This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.
Hi, I'm Brandy Basanti. For the last 15 years, I've starred on one of the most successful reality shows of all time, Story Tours. On my new show, The Real Reality, my guest and I will reveal the real story of what it's like navigating fame and notoriety. Because it's my show, I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. No filters, no rules, no network executives. And I believe that's what the world wants. Raw, real, authentic, and I'm gonna fucking give it to you. Though success is great, being in the public eye can come at a cost. Oftentimes, what you see on camera is not the real reality. On each episode of my show, we'll sit down with a different notable individual from the world of TV, film, sports, or internet fame. We will explore their unique story, what really happened on and off camera, how becoming famous has truly impacted their lives, and what their vision is for their future. In a world obsessed with celebrity, followers, and subscribers, the true story is often lost or even buried. This show will reveal what really happened. This show will reveal what people really felt. This show will reveal what fame is really like. This is The Real Reality. Subscribe now, wherever you get your podcasts.
From the podcast.
podcast that brought you to each of the last lesbian bars in the country and back in time through the sapphic history that shaped them comes a brand new season of cruising beyond the bars. This is your host, Sarah Gabrielli, and I've spent the past year interviewing history-making lesbians and queer folks about all kinds of queer spaces, from bookstores to farms to line dancing and much more.
For 11 years, every night women slept illegally on the common.
We would move down to the West Indies to form a lesbian nation.
Meg Kristen coined the phrase women's music, but she would have liked to say it was lesbian music.
And that's kind of the origins of the Comedy River Collective.
You can listen to Cruising on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes air every other Tuesday starting February 4th.
It's ticklish business any way you look at it. Come on, we'll stick together.
Love movies? Love classic movies? So do we. Ticklish Business is the podcast where classic film is discussed in modern times. Hosted by me, film journalist Kristen Lopez, and my co-host, author Emily Edwards, we dive into the golden age of cinema with fun, heart, and serious expertise. As published film historians and lifelong classic movie buffs, we bring insider insights, deep research, and lively debates with a variety of special guests, ranging from celebrities like Holly Madison to TCM luminaries Dave Karger and Eddie Muller, and even family members of old Hollywood legends. Subscribe now to Ticklish Business on your favorite podcast app, and let's talk about old Hollywood today.